So my title this morning is actually a little bit different than the way that it was printed. And I like to say it like this: Wholeness, my superpower. So would you join me in that? Wholeness, my superpower. So I'd like to begin with a question. What if your greatest power isn't something that you have to develop or earn or achieve? What if it is something that you have had all along within your being? Something that you've simply forgotten, or at times forgotten. You know, our world spends billions of dollars trying to convince us that something is missing. You experience that? Yeah, so begin to notice it and pinpoint it. We're told that we need to be smarter, and directly and indirectly, we're told that we need to be younger and thinner. We need to have more money. We always need to have more of something. We need to be more successful, or we say that we even need to be more spiritual. But, you know, the truth is that that's impossible, to be more. Now, we could say, I want to express more of my superpower. But to say that I need to be more, like I've got to be this before I can have it, well, I would switch that up a little. We need to be aware that we already have it. And then we choose how we want to use it. Or we might also want to say, how does wholeness, how does love, how does peace, how does abundance want to use me? And we also, I think it's important to switch up a little bit, that we, you know, when we don't, in a meditation, we're not trying to find something. We're not trying to achieve a certain thing. We're trying to be what we've always been. And we need to be quiet for that. But I can't be quiet for the rest of my talk. Ernest Holmes offered a radically different message. He taught that we are not separate beings trying to find God or to find our spirituality. We're individualized expressions of this one infinite, invisible life that we can actually feel, that's tangible within our own being, within our skin, within the fact that we have a body. And that it's up to us to begin to direct the body. I go to the gym a lot of mornings of the week. Most of the classes that I take, I would say, are people somewhere between the age of 50-something and like maybe some are 80. And every time I am at the gym, I hear, or someone says directly to me, this statement: I'm old. I'm old. I just want to shrink with that. I'm old. I'm old. And we are, yes. my point around that is what we say we are, that within us responds to it. If it's not uplifting, if it's not forward moving, it drags us down. It turns us into dirt. So, wholeness isn't our destination to get to, it's our point of departure, to set off. Now, I have to remind myself of that every day. And, there's many ways that we can be reminded of that. What are some of the ways you remind yourself? Expressing gratitude? Yeah.
Meditation.
Okay, meditation. Somebody over here. Stating. Yes, right. So what do you affirm?
I'm getting younger all the time.
I'm getting, okay.
I affirm older can be bolder.
All right. Older can be bolder. Yes. Awesome, Spring. And very true. So just because we live in a culture of not enough, or maybe I should say, because we live in a culture of not enough, it's a greater call for us to remember the truth because we're surrounded with it. And Dr. Holmes said this specifically, but I'm going to paraphrase it, that if we're not doing our spiritual practice all the time, every day, that we're going to drop down to the law of averages of the culture. Now, I don't want that. I don't want that. Doesn't mean I can't feel rotten at times. Doesn't mean maybe, I'm not sad. Doesn't mean I don't get irritated sometimes. Doesn't mean any of that. But it means in the midst of that, I begin to remember the truth of who I am. And so that experience becomes shorter lived. Instead of I'm not enough, instead of all of the statements, Science of Mind offers us another voice. It reminds us that there's only one life, one invisible, infinite life that is infinite. And we're that. We are infinite. I mean, just to ponder that for a while, that I'm an infinite being is incredible. And then what does that mean to me? What do I want to do with it? I certainly don't want to be saying, oh, I'm old. I am getting smarter, and I bet you are too. Because we learn. But I don't want to have to always learn by experiences anymore. Yeah, did that. And maybe there's some things that I still need to do it. Whatever it is, we can embrace it. Because wholeness is what I am, and it's my superpower. We all need a superpower. How many of you saw the Superman movie recently? Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I haven't either. I'm with you. Sorry about that. All right. So what I want to say is I welcome every experience as a part of my journey. Whoa. Okay, I'm in one right now. I welcome every experience as a part of my journey. Wholeness in me, as me, includes my strength, which was part of your song, Dallas, and my struggles. I can have strength through my struggles. And guess what? Then they don't really seem that struggly. They seem like things, that are just passing through right now, and what do I have to learn from them? Wholeness is not having every piece of life fit together perfectly. And this is why I did not choose the word perfect as a superpower. Because I don't have to be what is humanly understood as perfect. Because the fact that wholeness is who I am, I already am perfect. Really, there's nothing for me to change. What I want to do is to bring forward more of who I am as this individualized spiritual being. I want to bring forth more of that. And I'm not saying I don't still have perfectionist tendencies. I do. But I'm more aware now of what serves me and what doesn't. Are you? What serves you in terms of, perfect? Maybe how can we rename that? Infinite life cannot create anything outside of its own nature. And if we're creations, it's logical. Infinite life cannot create anything that's not perfect in its essence. That life can choose lots of inadvertent, harmful things to self or to others. And I know as I grew and continue to grow, there are times that what I express from is fear or apprehension, resistance. So see, it's not about perfection. It's about remembering. It's about developing the awareness of the truth of who I am so that I have something solid to return to in terms of my thinking. Before, I had nothing solid. I only had my own story of what it should be. Oh, it was so much fun. Not. Because it had nothing that went on had anything to do with me. It was all out here. And this person and this, that person and this experience and so on. I'm sure you have your own story. One of the wonderful things about this time in history as metaphysicians is that science has been for years now agreeing with the idea that thought is powerful, that thought creates. So one of the beautiful things about living today in today's modern science that for mystics and for truth seekers is that neuroscience tells us that the brain is constantly changing. The brain. Our wholeness does not change. The brain can be open at the top. Our thoughts. Every thought we repeatedly practice strengthens the neural pathways. I don't know, it might even, because I'm not that type of scientist, but it might be that to say in the brain that limits it. I don't know. But definitely in consciousness. And I want more neural pathways in my brain, in my mind, in my thinking to be strong in terms of what the truth is. Science tells us that when we cultivate gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, and hope, that the brain literally recognizes it. Isn't that cool? It recognizes it. It recognizes wholeness. Now, I came across this scripture that my mom had written down that she wanted for her service, and I won't remember it per se, but it talked about in your passing that when you see God, you know it's you. And God knows that you are it. Isn't that so cool? Huh. Science of mind has long called it the power of thought. Research also shows that feelings of connection with one another help us to regulate the nervous system, to increase resilience, to improve our emotional well-being. People are lonely. I feel lonely sometimes. This is a place to not be lonely. This is a place to feel whatever you're feeling. Because I haven't felt any of these feelings, hardly, this week. I need people. I need someone to see me. And so do you. That's a part of deep healing. Your wholeness and your awareness of your wholeness is your biological power. Truly. It's up to us. It is up to us. So why is wholeness, aside from all the things I've said, my superpower? When I am tapped in and coming from my superpower, I know who I truly am. You know who you truly are, and remarkable things happen. When we are tapped into our superpower, we stop competing. We let go of that which comes up. We stop comparing. We stop trying to prove our worth. Instead, we create our way. We forgive. We show up to serve. We love so much more freely. Our superpower is not about controlling our life. Our superpower is meeting life from the awareness that we already are rooted in something greater than fear. We get in that boat of wholeness and we go for the ride. And no matter what our chronological age, the ride is happening. In the mind of God, we are definitely not old at 60, 50, 70 something. Yeah, the body changes. Yeah. Sometimes you go, ugh. Something like that. Could have words to it. But what are you focusing on? That's what gives life. So, practice, living from wholeness. Begin each morning remembering your true identity. Look for what is seeking to emerge through you. Look for it. If you don't see it, claim it. Because when we speak the word, I am, it begins to bubble up. Not once in a while, every day. We can read stuff, but what's even more powerful than that is to speak it out loud. If you're reading something inspirational in the morning, read it out loud. Then it becomes a whole brain and body experience. You speak it, you feel the energy of speaking it. Your ears vibrate because you hear it and something resonates within you. Touch. When you speak it, you feel the touch of your mouth upon your tongue moving. The resonance of it is matching the truth of who you already are. If you don't believe it, start speaking it. We have to start somewhere. Look for what is seeking to emerge rather than what appears to be wrong. My backache, my hip, my neck, my foot, my arthritis. What else? Whatever. I can't do it. Well, how can you do it? Do you want to do it? Hey, go back to the beginning. Maybe you don't want to do it. And that's okay. Do what you want to do. Find the energy and go with that. Make it your own. Share your bright light gifts. We all have gifts. We have superpowers. All of it comes from the wholeness who we are. We're a whole and complete being. We're beautiful. We're loving. We are kind. That's our natural nature. When we're acting the opposite of that, that's not our normal. I like the word natural better. It's not our naturalness. It's natural for us to be with one another, to hug and to love and to share. Yeah, some people are more verbal than others. Yeah. We're like this infinite stained glass of all these different colors and pieces that are bright, and they all meld together perfectly. It's interesting that we complain so much about other people, and yet we couldn't live without them. It's just like mind-blowing. So next time you're complaining about somebody, like I did yesterday, switch it up. Could you live without that person? Do you want to live without that person? If you do, great, move on. But if you don't, then we've got to switch it. If we don't want that person in our life or that experience, don't give it energy. Just leave it. Let it go. Move on. Embrace your joy and your sparkle and your light. It's not just science of mind that says you are the light of the world. It's God. God. Or however else you want to name it. It's an infinite, invisible being that is encoded in every aspect of our body. When I think of it all like that, I mean, I am old. It just sounds pitiful and ridiculous and so small compared to who we are. So, lastly, perhaps today we are not being asked to become something new. Perhaps we're simply being invited to remember who we've always been. Who have you always been? The you that you want to be more of. Perhaps we are simply being invited to remember that wholeness, or whatever it is we think we need in the moment, has not left us. Love, peace, power, wholeness, beauty, joy, harmony, abundance, prosperity. It's within us and around us everywhere. Intelligence, wisdom, life energy itself. Here, around, in and through. It's patiently waiting, waiting beneath every fear, every doubt, every story of limitation. So please join me in knowing there is only one life. That life is whole. That life is perfect. That life is expressing as me. I release every belief in separation and limitation because I claim the truth of my being. I walk in confidence. I live in compassion. I create from joy. I trust the presence within me. I celebrate the wholeness that has always been mine, and I allow that wholeness to bless me and everyone whom I touch. And so it is.